So, good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back again with another podcast, and this time it is it's a podcast with a difference, really, because normally we do these podcasts either after the game, pretty much after the game, the next day normally, or we do them before a game, but on a Friday. But this time around, we're playing on Monday, and we're the last team to play. We've had to sit here all weekend after an international break, which has bored the living daylights out of us all, and watch all these other teams go about their business, apart from Chelsea. But Tottenham absolutely walloped Newcastle today. That could have been double figures, but we'll get into that in a minute. We have got Palace tomorrow, as we all well know. But Jez, how are you, mate? How you been?
Yeah, very good, man. Very good. Nice week. Weather's been shit, but, well, no. It's been nice in the day, but bloody cold at night. -5 here last night. Proper cold. But and I'm waiting to get all my tomato plants and strawberry plants out. They're all sat on the dining room table at the moment. So I like to grow a bit of veg and a bit of, all that. But I can't at the moment because it's too bastard cold. But there we go. Never mind.
-5, mate. I'm cold and it's 15 degrees. I'm absolutely freezing. The weather's been rubbish here as well. I've still got I've got about an inch of sand on my patio, and I thought I ain't cleaning it until the rain stops. It's going to rain again next week for a few days, so I thought I ain't touching that. When I was driving back from where I was yesterday, today, you could see coming off the sea, all the sand still in the air. Like, it was mad, absolutely mad. The water looked mad today, like really turquoise blue, but then big dark patches where it had sand in it. And it looked proper weird. And then the roads are covered still. So, yeah, I'm not touching my patio. But, yeah, thankfully for me, touch wood, I don't have minus temperatures out here. But, yeah, 15 is pretty cold, mate, especially evening time for me. But, Kenny, you got your dressing gown on. You must be cold as well. How are you, mate?
No, the thing is, it's been like the weather's been very, very Jekyll and Hyde. It's like it's a lovely day today, but last few days I've seen especially yesterday, I've seen sleet, snow,
then
warmth, then snow, and I'm thinking, no wonder people get ill during this weather, because it's like the change of weather is like probably in about 1 hour. So apart from that, international football, I'm not so much and international football as the both of you. I've seen some, let's not forget England have got their draw for the World Cup, massive games. Last time everyone said England had an easy group. They struggled to get out of a group with USA, Algeria, and Slovenia. So never count your chickens when the English play. Obviously, Tottenham, wallops Newcastle. Obviously, we're going to get into that. But also, Diego, just seeing your super chat. I'm thinking of you in a difficult time for your family. And also, good thing is that our boy, Ola, managed to meet his target. And one of our regulars, I know he's probably going to embarrass. I'm sorry to embarrass you, but Nathan Minas who's a regular of ours, and I met him at, a few weeks ago, an Arsenal game. I've got nothing but, respect for you, and so has Ola. Your help, to sort of top that up was just invaluable to, Ola and his family.
100%, mate, 100%. And yeah, bless you, mate. Bless you, Diego. And big up to everyone who put into that as well, for Ola. But yeah, Nathan come through with a stupid amount of money at the end to top it right up. So big up to everyone who shared it as well. Because without it being shared everywhere, it would have took a lot longer as well. But also thank you to Carl as well. Big up the free therapy session has commenced. Yes, it has. There's no place to start other than what we've just all sat and watched this Sunday. And that was Newcastle taking the lead at White Hart Lane and then getting absolutely ripped to shreds. And when I say ripped to shreds, anyone who ain't watched it, watch Match of the Day tonight, or go and find the highlights of the game on whatever platform you can find it on. That could have been 10 comfortably. They just literally got ripped. And that front three today were looking pretty impressive, like they were last time out. And it don't look like they've got any signs of letting up at the moment. And I said when they hired Conte that I think they're favourites. They've got the best striker, the best manager. And I think today, the fact that they've gone above us on goal difference, even though we've got two in hand, but they are above us on goal difference, shows that do you know what? For all the great that we've done in terms of 10 wins out of 13, etc., they've not been actually as crap as everyone's thought they've been. And there's 6 points between 4th and 8th. But Jez, what did you make of them lot today? And are you confident we can pip them?
No, not at all, man. I mean, as a classic commentator once said in the '89 Liverpool Arsenal game, it's all up for grabs now. And I tell you what, that second half, Spurs looked absolutely awesome. All right, they got knocked back by a great free kick from Newcastle, and it was good. Goalkeeper was blindsided, but they looked scary that second half, and we've got to go there with the game. You know, that's one of our games in hand, and we've got to get a result, and we've certainly got to get a result tomorrow, because I tell you what, if we don't get a result tomorrow, we are in deep doggy doo-doos. Because, and we all know, going down to Selhurst Park, you've been there, Kenny's been there, I've been there. It's not an easy place to go. We haven't won there since 2018, December 2018 it was. And
that was Xhaka Boom, wasn't it? Xhaka fired a free kick in, wasn't it? Was that it?
Total quality.
No, we won last season.
Eh?
We won last season.
Did we?
Yeah, we won 3-1 last season, where it was a very, very good game.
Right, no, you're right. You're sorry.
Yeah, I think Martinelli got a couple, didn't he? Martinelli Saka scored, I think.
Yes,
No,
the previous win was under Wenger. You're right, and that was Alexis Sanchez scored twice. I was at that game. That was the Sanchez scored 3-1 that night as well. 3-2. Yeah, 3-2. I think it was. But,
I was at the game.
Yeah, all 3 of us were at the game. I think
we were all there, and we didn't even know. Well, I knew Kenny was there, but we didn't know you back then, Jez.
No, I keep myself, mate.
Probably best when you come on this channel, mate.
The fact of the matter is that we all know that going to Selhurst Park is not an easy day out. I mean, their fans are relentless. Their atmosphere is amazing. So Arsenal have really got to be on their game tomorrow to get a result. And we need to get a result, because if we don't get a result tomorrow, then that puts us in deep shit, to be fair. And after what Tottenham did today, bearing in mind, we've got to go to Tottenham away. And as I said, as we all said earlier in our little chat group, you know, we haven't won that since 2014. You know, that's 8 years ago. That's a pretty poor thing. So I'm concerned. I am concerned. And if you're going to ask me, are Arsenal going to win tomorrow? I really hope so. I really do. But knowing what Arteta does, Arteta doing Arteta things, it could go horribly bloody wrong. And let's be fair, Crystal Palace are playing pretty decent football at the moment.
No, it's true. There's a lot of people in the chat saying, let's not pretend Newcastle are solid. They're not. They had lost their last 2 games before this one, I think, as well. But to take the lead against that lot, and listen, for as good as we've been, they've not been as bad as people have made them out to be, and we've not been as superb, albeit we've been getting the results, which is great, and we've got the points on the board, fantastic. But they've just been going along quietly, and everyone's just going, yeah, whatever, they're crap. Yeah, they are crap. We know they're crap. They've got 2 players that are decent, maybe 4 now with the 2 they signed in January. The rest of them are crap, let's be real. But the fact that they've won, I think, 5 out of their last 6 games, and the fact that they've got the 2 games played more than us. We've got the 2 in hand, obviously. But like you said, Jez, one of them is against that lot. And the last 2 times I've watched them, the last 2 games they've played, they've looked really, really good. Really good. Against West Ham, yeah, they took them apart. But again, people are sitting there and say, oh, but West Ham went extra time against Sevilla, etc. You still got to beat them. Yeah, I watched West Ham today. That game was end to end. That game was mad as well. You know, Everton on another day could have won it. But we've got to play West Ham away as well. And I think the lucky thing for us is if they beat Lyon, I think the Europa League game against probably Barca will be around that time as well. But Kenny, what did you make of them today? Because Harry Kane, I mean, I say it every week. I can't stand that he plays for them. Yeah, because he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. Some of the passing on that guy is just ridiculous, and his movement and his thought process. But you know, Son scored today. The first goal that they scored, what a header, by the way. That was absolutely class. I actually thought it was Kane, and now I see Ben Davies.
Ben Davies.
Yeah. But what did you make of him, mate?
You know what? One thing about Tottenham is that finally, they're getting what Kante wants. Because you think about, you know, the system that he played successfully at Chelsea, where he had the sort of the back, he had like a back three, and he had these wing backs, and he had and he managed to get the midfield right, and he had someone like Diego Costa. What he's done is that he's got his spine right. For instance, he's got Romero has been a find for him alongside Dyer, who everyone says at Spurs is their best defender. And then what he's done is that he's given Romero protection, who's probably the weak link, and he's basically just got, you know, Doherty playing on the left-hand side. You know what I mean? Where he's not good enough, but he's getting a tune out of him, especially from an attacking sense. And then they got Benton, called a Uruguayan, who's just like, he's passing the way he just releases the ball to Kane. Kane can come. He knows he's going to get a good passing. He's got eyes at the back of his head. And then that front three, and then you've got Song, Kulichevsky's been a find for him as well. I can understand why a lot of people who are neutral, and some Arsenal fans, through gritted teeth, are very, 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 very impressed with what they're seeing with Tottenham, because they are a threat. They are a threat. They've got their mojo back. If you look at their games as well, they've got games where if you take away the Liverpool game, they've got games that are winnable. And that includes us, really, because, I know you do a show, Henry Wright, and Henry's always talking about how Spurs basically don't give up when they go to the Emirates because they never win there. I think it's the same for us when we go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as well, where we never win there. So, again, it's going to go down to the wire, but, they're on a roll, Spurs. They've got no European football. We're out of the cups. This is where you're probably going to see the best of Conte. But obviously a snag for Tottenham, which will help us as well, is if one of their front three gets injured. Because I think that's where, he may be able to get a tune out of maybe Guelguine and Mora, but they're not as good as their front three, the first choice.
That Kulusevski slotted in like a duck to water, and Bentancur. You mentioned about that Bentancur's passing, mate. I've never really paid much attention to him. Like, I don't watch Italian football. I can't lie. I'm not going to sit and pretend I do. And he's not been a name that's been put up in bright lights as one of their superstar players.
If you pack your defence and give players like that protection, then what will happen is that they're going to have the ability to see the picture, because they've got Højbjerg as well, who's just like a walkhorse, water carrier, but he can drive as well. So the balance between Højbjerg and Bentancur is very good. It's actually quite similar, really, to our midfield, really, in terms of Thomas Partey being a key in a different sort of sense, and allowing people like, as I say, Odegaard to play his football, and keeping Xhaka out of harm's way. But if we fast forward, I look at that midfield and the midfield battle between us and Tottenham, I just see a liability in Granit Xhaka in that game. I really do. Especially, either he's going to get roasted and played around, or he's going to lose his head and lose his temper and get himself booked or sent off.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Totally agree. Listen, that midfield they've got, Højbjerg's not a bad player. I don't think he's a well beater, but he's not a bad player. Yeah, you'd put him in over Granit Xhaka. Let's be real, right? That Bentancur's decent, but so is Thomas Partey. So and then it's then the battle in front of that, innit? Do you know what I mean? It's like, we've got Odegaard playing pretty well at the moment. Yeah, and the one thing I've always said about him, he needs to score more goals. But then all you get the other way is that, oh yeah, but that's not his job. Well, is a floating number 10. Yeah. So he can go and score goals, right? And when he has got his goals this season, we've seen that it's because he's not admiring his passing. He's going and getting in the box, which is what I want to see him do more. And I think that's the difference between that lot. I don't know how many goals they've scored.
It's funny you should say that, Lee. Come along to that.
Come forward and don't admire their passing.
If you look at the goal stats, since the turn of the calendar year, there's 4 teams who've got the most goals. It's like Liverpool, Tottenham, and the 2 Manchester clubs. So in terms of that, the same sort of concerns all three of us had when we didn't sign a striker, and the fact that we're relying heavily on our Aubameyang, and we're basically praying that Saka, Smith Rowe, and Martinelli keep on getting the goals. That probably could be another. It's not so much the games in hand against difficult opposition, as you guys said in the chat. It's the goals we don't score, which could bite us up the arse.
Looking at the table now, yeah, they've scored 8 goals more than us, but they've conceded 6 more. Right, when he took over Conte, they had a -9 or a -11 goal difference. They're now on +15. We're on +13 with 2 in hand. Right, one of them in hand is Chelsea, who got absolutely slapped, by the way, by Brentford. That was mad.
Chelsea. You know that. You remember Chelsea last season? They lost a similar game to West Brom last year, where they lost 5-2.
Yeah,
and then that kind of was probably like the slap around the back of the head with a wet fish, and they win on a run again. So when Chelsea lose big like that, they're always capable of these sort of aberrations, and then they go on a run. So I wouldn't take anything out of that at all.
No.
And it is only a one-off normally, isn't it, with Chelsea? Like you said, it gives them a slap on the wrist and says, right, we need to fix up. Big up to GK for the donation. Obviously, Man City play Liverpool next weekend. Man said biggest match in the world right now.
He's a Man City fan.
Well, yeah, he's going to, yeah, exactly. It is one of the biggest games in the world at the moment, to be fair, because there are points separating them. Give us a quick score prediction for that game, Jez.
I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1, yeah? What about you, Kenny?
I'm going 2-2.
I'm going to go City to win 3-1. City,
you know what?
They're going to win the title.
It is a shootout. I think if Liverpool have to win the game, if Liverpool don't win at the Etihad, then I think the title's going to go to the wire. But City will just win by the 1 point like they did 3 years ago.
It's going to be mad. It is going all the way to the death as well. Big up to Ferdo for the donation as well. He said, I've been telling these Muppets that the title race, not the race for top 4 trophy isn't over yet. And now that the irrelevant club is above us, big up to you. Well, listen, this is the thing, and thank you for that, mate. It's not over, and this is why I think all 3 of us have been sitting here. And listen, let's not pretend that 4th is a trophy. I don't care what Wenger's told everyone and finessed everyone into thinking, right? 4th is not a trophy. Yes, people are saying it's progress. Yeah, cool, progress. What? Because we finished 4th. Well done. I've seen people saying we can get 3rd. Yeah, we potentially on mathematics can get 3rd. But you still didn't win it. You come 3rd, right? And well done. Okay, after the first 3 games, sweet. We've started to play a lot better recently. Yeah, last three months or so, we're actually playing a lot better. But like you just pointed out a minute ago, lads, yeah, we're relying very heavily on 2 players. One of them has been sat on the bench and coming off of it in Smith Rowe, who I think is our top goal scorer, isn't he? Or is it level with Saka now? I don't know. And the other one is Saka, who's just recovering from COVID and was pulled out of the England squad. So, we're literally 1 Saka injury away from having Pepe, who nobody rates, in that team. Then what? Then is he going to have his head up his arse? What happens if we... Aaron Ramsdale's still not 100% yet either. Tommy Asu's not back in that team yet. If we get an injury to Thomas Partey, or we get an injury to Saka, then what? And this is how fine it is. And this is why I think when all 3 of us sit here saying, yeah, cool, we're sat 4th in the table, well done. But this team are only 3 behind us, or 6 behind us, or 5, or whatever it may have been at the time. People were jumping for joy a few weeks ago, thinking we've already got top 4. Now, all of a sudden, we're 5th. Yeah, we got 2 in hand. But if you look at our fixtures, mate, oh my days. West Ham away is not easy. Jared Bowen's back in the team, scores today. Crystal Palace tomorrow ain't easy. Yeah, even if Zaha and Elise are a doubt. Yeah, that's not an easy place to go. Then we've got to play Man United, and as crap as they are, well, you never know with them, do you? They could either get battered or be the batterers. And then you've got to play Chelsea away. We've got to play Tottenham away. This is going all the way down. And I said goal difference probably do it. What do you think, Jez? Because we have got Palace tomorrow. Yeah, and obviously we don't know what the starting 11 is till it comes out. We don't know whether they're playing mind games. Vieira's playing mind games with Zaha being a doubt and Elise being a doubt, because we see this all the time with Spurs and Kane, or Man City and De Bruyne. Palace is not an easy place to go. But if you look at our fixtures, right, forget Palace for a second here. If you look at the rest of our fixtures, we got 5 hard games out of 10. And we've got a lot of away games in this as well, by the way. When you look at Tottenham's fixtures, forget United for now. when you look at Tottenham's fixtures, Kenny said earlier, they've only really got to play Liverpool. The rest are like Brightons and Brentfords and Norwich and teams like that. Like, why do you think that people are getting so carried away like we've already nailed on fourth? Because I don't really get it, Jez.
No, I don't. Well, we've been saying this for since January. You know, when you look at the fixtures Arsenal have got, it's a tough call. And I said weeks ago, it's one game at a time. You know, we've got Palace away tomorrow. It's a tough ask. You know, it is a difficult place to go. They're bloody solid at home. And Arsenal have really, really got to turn up tomorrow after the Spurs win today. And I said to you guys earlier, this could all come down to goal difference. Who is going to get fourth spot? And as you said earlier, Lee, that West Ham in the Europa League, you know, all right, they got to play Barcelona. But if they pull that off, then we're out of it anyway. So, you know, it's Chelsea away. Yeah, all right, they didn't turn up yesterday. It happens. You know, it happens to every team. But it won't happen again. That is a slip up. They fell over on the ice yesterday, and that ain't going to happen again. And we all know when Chelsea turn up against Arsenal at their place, it's a battle. So that's another tough one. We got to play Man United. We got to play West Ham away. West Ham are a decent side at the moment, you know. So would we get a result there? Wouldn't like to call it. So for everybody out there calling, oh yeah, we've got fourth spot. Never count your bleeding chickens. And I've said that since Christmas because I've been there, seen it and done it.
We've seen it a million times, mate. Yeah, we've sneaked in by the skin of our teeth. What was it? The phantom goal at Newcastle. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Was it Koscielny that got us the winner that day or got us a draw or something in that, which got us
1-1.
Yeah, and that was Koscielny, wasn't it? Yeah, and we've done it. We've done it so many times. Like I think we've done it against it was Oxlade-Chamberlain and Ball that got us in the Champions League one season as well at Burnley. You know, so what do you think, Kenny? Because you know our fans are starving for any glimmer of hope about anything related to Mikel Arteta, right? And moral victories left, right, and centre. The facts and reality is, like I've seen a lot of people saying that, oh yeah, well why can't you celebrate? Nobody's saying you can't celebrate. But when you're sitting there jumping around like idiots saying, oh, we've got fourth place, oh that's it, it's done. And I've seen a lot of that. You've seen it as well, yeah. You know, especially on the app that I'm banned from. But why do you think people get so carried away with fourth place number one? And why do you think people think it's already done?
Well, I think what's happened, the reason why they think is the thing, you've got to realise is that the majority of fans, and we've discussed this many times like privately and on a public platform, which this is, that at the end of the day, majority of fans are firmly behind Mikel Arteta. There's a few like what we call in political terms floating voters who, you know, depend on what policies the Chancellor Exchequer is going to give them, then they go one way. In terms of Arsenal fans, it depends on whether we go on a run of results, you know, where the pendulum will swing towards wins for Arteta, then you're Arteta in. The pendulum, you know, swings towards a memorable defeat, then they're out. So I think that's what the situation is. A lot of people want, I was just basically saying top four's done already because, you know, the way we're winning regularly, they can't see us losing a game. And most importantly, it's because they've cemented the fact that, you know, Arteta should, you know, get more time at the top. Also, they'll say things like, he's finally building a culture. You know, we're playing a football, you know, it's memorable. A young squad is playing probably the best football we've seen in years. I mean, they seem to forget the football we played under Arsene Wenger. And even as far back as me and Jez were discussing on Friday, the football we played in 89 and 91.
Even
So
some of the football we played under Unai, mate. Let's not forget we went
Unai,
to Valencia and fucking slapped them to pieces.
yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. That's one of the reasons why I think they are, getting, their confidence up. But mostly, they're upset with us because they generally think that our, caution has a lot to do with the fact that we don't want Arsenal to get to the top four so we can prove them right. I mean, I never heard such, fairy tales in my life. I mean, Jesus Christ, Walt Disney, man, must be coming back to life for some of the fairy tales I've heard. But the reason why I look at Arsenal fans and say, don't cut your chickens, just remember 10 years ago, Spurs were the team who the media were in love with, saying that they're playing beautiful football, that their squad is superior to Arsenal's 10 years ago under Harry Redknapp in 2012, and then under Vilas Bush in 2013. They were the hunted, and then we hunted them down because what was happening is that we had the what I believe is probably the better goal scorers, and our games going into running were very, very favourable, winnable, and we won them all. So it's similar to this season where you look at the fixtures, as you guys have mentioned, you've showed great concern for United, then you've got Chelsea and Spurs away, then you've got West Ham, which everyone forgets about, and let's not forget Crystal Palace, they're one of those teams who can beat anyone on their day. But you look at Spurs' fixtures, they've got Liverpool on March the 7th. Apart from that, the last game of the season is against Norwich away. They're going to win that. Saturday, Aston Villa. Then they got Brighton at home, and I think they got Brentford. I think it's either home or away. They got games where you think with the confidence they're playing, they're going to win those games. So the pressure's on to the extent that if we drop points, then confidence up. I'm not saying that that we should stop fans from celebrating. By all means, enjoy it. I think I want fans to celebrate because I think that we're going to need our fans at the Emirates against Man United. That winning that 12th man. Also, we're going to need them against Brighton and even away games where our away support's best in the world. In my opinion, we're going to need those guys. So, so I'm not saying don't celebrate. What I'm trying to say is think and talk about and go by that one game at a time mantra because it's going down to the wire. And that's not me, yourself, and Jez being cautious. It's the fact that, we're all about, if you add up our ages and you add up our footballing experience supporting Arsenal, there's a lot of years here. And we've seen it come and go. We've seen results go one way and then a bad defeat and you go on a bad run, or you just get opposition who just won't be beaten. For instance, Brighton can come to the Emirates next Saturday and just think, right, 10 men behind the ball, do your worst. Because they did it 2-3 years ago, didn't they?
Yeah.
So you've got to take one game at a time and you be kind of realistic. And remember that even though we've got in a long run of wins, we've got ourselves into the position for it to be, how do I say, the team to beat the top four. Let's remember, it's only about a few points. And that run of games that's got us into that position. We're not running away with the top four. We're not. We're just a team in possession at the moment.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've brought their fixtures up on the screen so everyone can see their fixtures. Obviously, Arsenal fans will know our fixtures. But, if you look at their game, Aston Villa are playing crap at the minute, by the way. Yeah, they are they are falling off a cliff, literally falling off a cliff. And, I watched them against Wolves yesterday. I mean, listen, I big up Ollie Watkins. He missed an absolute sitter yesterday. I don't know how he missed that. Maybe that's when people are sitting there going, oh, he's not clinical enough. Well, no, he weren't yesterday. But they deserve nothing against Wolves. But you'd think the way they're playing at the moment, they're too wide open. Their defence is crap at the moment. You'd think that Tottenham are probably going to beat them. Yeah, Brighton are an iffy team, though, man. Like Brighton, they could beat anyone. Literally, they beat Liverpool last season. They drew with them this season. They should have beaten them this season. They were 2-0 down at Anfield and had a third goal disallowed when they come back. But let's put them down as a draw with Brighton, let's say, yeah? Brentford away, that ain't an easy game. Yeah, but again, after yesterday, fans are going to be gassing it up because they went and beat Chelsea and slapped them up. So, I don't know. But Leicester are another iffy team. They've got some iffy games. I wouldn't say they've got games that you'd think, oh, that's a nailed-on loss, like Liverpool. That's the only one. Yeah, when you look at our games, yeah, and this is why we sit here and people don't really understand it, right? We do all right, really all right against the lesser teams, yeah. But when we come up against a decent team, we get absolutely hammered, yeah, or we lose. Yeah, and people say, oh, but we were in the game for 80 minutes. Yeah, who cares? We lost. The result shows a loss. It don't say in the history books we were in the game until the 85th minute, right? We've still got to play Chelsea. Well, they're a better team than us. Yeah, we've still got to play Man United. I don't care whether anyone thinks they're crap or not. That is never an easy game. Yeah, they beat us earlier in the season with an interim manager, with Michael Carrick. Do you know what I mean? Then we've got to play Tottenham. Well, we ain't won there for 8 years in the league. Well, that ain't easy. And the way they're playing with a proper manager at the minute, they're looking all right, aren't they? You know, so them 3 games for me, yeah, forget West Ham for a minute because they're in Europa League. And if they get through past Lyon, they'll be concentrating straight on that Barcelona game because it'll probably beat Barca. And again, Lyon's not an easy game for them. So they might go all the way through extra time and then we might play them. I don't know when that fixture lands with the Europa League. I don't really know, but I'd imagine it's between that and the semi-final. Yeah, but you know, if they get through Lyon, they're going to put all of their eggs in that Barcelona game. So we'll probably beat them. Yeah, because they're just going to be resting up a few players left, right, and centre. But this is going all the way, mate. And I don't understand why people get so. Listen, it's all well and good being confident and backing the club and backing your team and saying, "Oh, we're going to get it. We're going to." But the way our fans go on sometimes, mate. Jesus Christ, why do you think my Muppet Social show's so good? Yeah,
I'll give you my predictions for those.
Yeah, go on, mate. Do you want me to bring them back up again?
Yeah, go on. I've written them down.
Go on, let's go.
My predictions for these games. This is the Tottenham, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. I've gone Aston Villa 0, Tottenham 2. Right, 3 points. I've gone Tottenham Brighton. I've gone Tottenham 2-1. That's my prediction. Brentford Tottenham. I've gone Tottenham 2-0. My prediction. Tottenham Leicester. I've gone 1-1. Okay. Liverpool Tottenham. I've gone 2-0 Liverpool, so no points. I've gone Tottenham Burnley. I've gone 3-0, 3 points. I've gone Norwich City Tottenham. I've gone 4-0 because by then Norwich have been relegated and they're out of the game. So we've got, this is my prediction, 3, 9, 10,
16.
15 points. 15 points. And if we compare that to what Arsenal have got, at some point in the show, if you get a chance.
That's 16 points, Jez. 3 against Villa, 3 against... Yeah, 16. So where does that put them? Let's have a look. That would put them on... Let's have a look at points. What, they're on 54 at the minute, yeah? That would put them on 72.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would put them on 72, yeah? No, it wouldn't. I'm lying.
It's 70, would it put them on 70?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty good at maths. You wouldn't think so, would you? So that would put them on 70. So we need to get, I'll get Arsenal's fixtures up, yeah? Right, so we need to get more than 70 points because I'll make you right, Jez. I think that they're going to slip up against Liverpool. That's a fact. Liverpool are in a title race, mate. Yeah, they're not going to be dropping their guard against anyone. They're relentless, mate. Leicester are a weird team. I watched them yesterday and I thought that goal that Maddison scored was a bit iffy to be ruled out. I can't lie. I can see why it was.
No, I saw him chop him down. As soon as I saw it, I went,
Maguire standing there, disco dancing, and then just collapsing like a bag of spuds.
Ken, what's your prediction on them games? All
right, let's have a look then. Let's have a look.
Let's get them back up.
Just out of interest, be interested to see how we do.
Yeah, it depends. It's definitely, let's have a look. Then we do the Arsenal ones. Right, I'm going for Aston Villa to compete, to have a bit of a game, but I'm going 3-1 Tottenham. I'm going 2-0 Spurs against Brighton. Then I'm going to go Brentford game. I'm going 2-1 Tottenham. Leicester, if they, it depends which. Even if Leicester are getting together, their defenders, they're still not fully fit. So I just couldn't see Spurs were running away from beating them 3-1. Liverpool are going to smash it to pieces. Spurs will be in the game. I'm going 3-1 Liverpool. Burnley, it's going to be like 5-0, and Spurs and Norwich, I'm going 5-0.
What about Leicester?
So
Did you say Leicester?
So that's
Leicester, yeah, I've gone 3-1.
So that's what pretty much maximum points apart from Liverpool.
Yeah, I've got maximum points against Liverpool.
Wow.
And I haven't even gone to the
18
derby.
points.
Remember, you give them 17 points.
Oh yeah, we ain't even got the North London derby in this, have we?
Yeah, so the North London derby is a show in itself, but my biggest fear is we never win there.
Mm.
So you've got 18 points.
Fans behind them.
It'd be interesting to see how it pans out. So I'll keep a note of this. Out of interest, no money involved, but you've got 18 points. I've got 16. So if we can look, if you get a chance, Lee, let's look at Arsenal's.
Yeah, I'll bring that up now. Don't forget that's not got the North London derby in it. Yeah, but when that's rescheduled, we'll just whack that in as well.
Yeah.
Because we don't know when that's going to be. Big up to this guy. He says, Jez, Spurs ain't that consistent. Plus, Kenny, great show on One Touch the other day. Great to see a union between Arteta in and outers. Big up for that.
Inners. I forgot what I got. I only realised when I got there on Friday that they're all Arteta in.
As for Spurs not being that consistent, well, we are consistent according to everyone because we've won 10 out of our last 13 games. And the fact that they're above us shows that they've been pretty consistent in that 13. Because they were miles behind us at one point, weren't they? They were like 9 points behind us at one point. Yes, we got games in hand. Yeah,
I think they had games in hand as well.
They had games in hand as well, didn't they? They lost to, who did they lose to? Was it Burnley?
Yeah, Burnley lost to Burnley.
Yeah.
Wolves.
That's it, yeah, Wolves as well. And
Burnley lost to Wolves and Man United.
If you actually look at the form guide, their form's exactly the same as us and Chelsea. They've lost one. They've actually won 3 on the trot. We'd won 3 on the trot before I lost to Liverpool. So, when you say consistency, well, they are consistent because they're level on points with us, albeit we've got games in hand. Yeah, but this is why I don't sit here getting carried away with 4th place. Number one, it ain't a trophy, and number two, people have been making out we're brilliant and like we're amazing, and we've only got 1 game a week, and we've got this and we've got that. When them lot have now gone above us on goal difference, and that puts the pressure on us now, and it's how we deal with that because all I keep hearing is, but it's a young squad. Yeah, it's a young squad by design. We chose to make a young squad. It's a young manager by design. Everything that we're doing. I was speaking to some geezer on Instagram earlier, and he was going, yeah, but you can't just expect to go and compete for a title and go and win major honours. It takes time to build a team. Okay, cool. How did Sevilla get to the Europa League final and win it then with 14 new signings that summer? Yeah, you're telling me Sevilla spent more than us? Because they didn't. How did Inter Milan get to that same final and lose with 13 new signings that summer? And then the following season had 5 more, right? And then go and win a title by a country mile. You can do it. It's how you do it and what players. And let's be real. When Conte done it at Inter, he's got half of the Premier League reject pensioners in that team. Ashley Young, players like that. He had Eriksen out. It's mad. But let's get the Arsenal fixtures up. Let's do that. Big up to everyone watching. There's 850 in the building. Make sure you are smashing these likes up, people. And make sure you are subscribed. There's the Arsenal fixtures. Obviously, again, it's not going to have the North London derby on it. And we have got 2 games in hand. So let's go through this.
They're very interesting fixtures where, honesty is going to have to be like the best policy. But even so, a bit of patriotism is going to come in. But I'm just, you have to be honest with them.
Go on, Jez. Palace tomorrow.
I'm going. Hang on, I'm just working them out. Give me a minute.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries.
I'm just doing my total scores here.
No, that's all right, mate. Yeah, don't forget, people. Tomorrow I'll do the show with rants. That's still going to be standard as normal. The game don't kick off until 9 o'clock Spanish time. So I'll be live at 8 o'clock, so 7 p.m. UK time. So I will still be doing the show with rants tomorrow. I might text him and bring it forward an hour if I can and if he can. Because I know he records with his brother on the Monday as well. So I'll text him after this. But worst ways, it's normal time. And then we'll be doing the normal match day stuff as well. So, but big up to everyone watching, man. And yeah, man, smash the likes up, people. Smash them up. And there is, 870 in the building right now. So keep liking the content. And let's start with you then, Jez. Crystal Palace tomorrow.
My heart tells me 1-1. My head tells me 2-1. So I'll give you my predictions here. I haven't got the Spurs one yet. I'm going 1-1 tomorrow. So that's a point. I'm going 2-0 Brighton, 3 points. I'm going 1-1 Southampton. We haven't done well there for a while. Right, so that's a point.
You're so toxic, Jez.
I know, but I'm on it. And I know how Arsenal play. Chelsea, I'm going 2-0 Chelsea. So that's nothing. Arsenal, Man United, I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. Fancy that one.
Yeah.
West Ham, Arsenal, I'm going 1-1. Arsenal Leeds, I'm going 3-0 Arsenal. So that makes my total.
Oh, you still got Newcastle and Everton underneath that, mate.
Newcastle, Everton. Yeah, you got Newcastle, Everton.
Newcastle. Are we home or away?
Away.
Oh, we're away. Yeah, no, I fancy that 2-0. I fancy that. We do well up Newcastle. Arsenal, Everton. Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0. Yeah. So my prediction from now to the end of the season, this could be actually bullshit. 1, 4, 5, 8, 9, 12, 15, 18. That is my 18 there.
So 18 would put us above them by 2 points.
Yeah.
That's without the North London derby. That North London derby could be the decider. Do you know that?
That's what I'm saying. I haven't included it. I don't know what it is. So I don't know.
What about you? What about you, Kenny? Let's go back. We've got Palace tomorrow, obviously.
Palace, I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. Brighton, I'm going 2-0. Southampton, I'm going the Southampton who ran out of steam. I'm going 1-0 Arsenal. Chelsea, I'm going Arsenal, Chelsea 2-1 Chelsea. Man United 1-1. West Ham 2-2. Leeds 3-0. Newcastle 3-0. Everton 4-0.
So that's what 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, and then wins against the other 3. Yes, that's 20 points. Yeah. So Palace, Brighton, and Southampton. You said wins all 3. Yeah, 20 points. So that puts us above them as well. That puts us above them. Yeah.
So basically, the key game is that North London derby is winners take all. Is winners take all.
Especially, do you know what? Right, you're absolutely spot on there because it's when they schedule that game now, right? Because if we look at these fixtures, right, we've got Chelsea on the 20th, then Man United 23rd. We've then not got a game until May the 1st. There's no international break anymore, right?
Yeah, but I think what's happening is that they don't want UEFA and the Premiership have got an agreement where they don't want big Premiership games to hit the UEFA audience. So basically, the semi-finals of the Champions League are, I believe, going to be the end of April, first week in May. So basically, after the Brighton game, that's probably going to be a time to schedule the Man United, Liverpool Man United game, Anfield, and a Tottenham Arsenal game that week.
I'm just
I'm going to just ask this Muppet. Yes, sir. We're still above them after those atrocious predictions. Yeah, we're going to get top 4. Well, will you come on and give us your predictions, buddy? If you think you fucking know it.
come back on the end of May, 22nd of May, and see. Yeah.
Let's put your predictions in. Oh, no, he can't. He's been blocked. But
what I don't understand about him is that we've basically said that we've gone through all our like I said, predictions, and we've gone going into the North London derby. We're going to be about a point or about 2 points out of Spurs, where it's what it takes all. We avoid defeat. We're getting in the top 4. If they beat us, then there'll be a point ahead. Games, two equal games, and then what will happen? What is it? We got Newcastle. They've got we've got Newcastle away, and then Everton away, and they got who have they got at home again? They've got Burnley and Norwich. So basically, if we can't afford to slip up, and neither can they. So I don't understand why people are trying to say that it's not that we're wishing that Arsenal,
well, you both just predicted for us to finish above.
We've basically said it's gone down the wire.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense what I said.
Somebody put a comment in a minute ago. I just pinned it. There you go, Mr. Waffle. North London derby will be between Leeds and Newcastle game. Yeah, I'll just check the Champions League fixtures. Right, and the Champions League, you're right, Kenny, is on the 27th of April. Yeah, the semis. Right, leg 2 is on the 4th of May. Right, the second legs. Yeah, right. So it ain't going to be around then. It ain't going to be around then at all. So you can't do it in between the West Ham and the Leeds game.
Yeah,
right?
like I said, UEFA, isn't it?
And then the final is the 28th of May, which is after the season ends. Right, so that week from the 7th to the 15th. Mate, can you imagine putting that North London derby 3 games? Like that'd be the third game from the end of the season. Yeah, and it's literally winner takes all. That will be mad. It'll be absolutely insane. Yeah, and it's at their ground. And I think it's the first time our fans would have been allowed to their ground, right?
Yeah, I've got a ticket.
I think it's the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got.
You've got one as well, Jez.
Oh yeah, you have. Yeah.
Well, I've got one for that.
That's going to be the first time Arsenal fans have been in that ground since it opened, and this is the third season.
Well, I'm probably apart from Arsenal fans.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Apart from Arsenal fans who went to watch Arsenal versus Spurs ladies, I'm probably one of the Arsenal fans who've been in that ground to watch some boxing.
That's when you've got access to all areas, wasn't it?
Spurs fans are in the chat. It wasn't my fault that I got outside your dressing rooms and filmed there. It's your steward's fault. And 2, your ground's beautiful. God, I wish I'd never said it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is a nice stadium.
Lee, I tell you, if you just
Kenny, how can you say that? Kenny, how can you say that?
It is a nice
because it's true, bro. It's bloody lovely in there. I hate the fact don't get me wrong. I had disinfectant. I had I basically had sort of, like the forensic clothing, plastic forensic clothing. But I can't, I didn't have forensic clothing on my eyes. And let me tell you something there. It's a lovely ground.
I've seen it from the outside. I've driven past it. But yeah, I haven't been in it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it because it's always nice to go for a new experience. And it'll be a great day out. It'll be a great day out.
By the way, they charge £9, nearly £10 for fish and chips. I heard.
All right, that's cheaper than the Emirates.
Yeah, and basically, the fish and chips is basically bigger than my hand. Is smaller than my hand. The fish and chips. It's £9.
You've got big hands, Kenny. I've seen them. They're like shovels, mate.
Yeah, but come on, man. you can't fit a plate on my hand, can you?
No. Well, to be fair, that's cheaper than the Emirates because the Emirates is a rip-off. Yeah, absolute rip-off. Yeah, but they're going to go through this in a few years as well because that Emirates Stadium is now starting to look a bit old, isn't it? It's starting to look a little bit tired. It needs updating a little bit.
Needs a bit of a revamp. Just need to get the old book out and get a repaint.
Well, that's where our 4% of ticket increases is going to. We thought it's not going towards players; it's going towards revamp the stadiums. Hence, my biggest fear is that with the balancing the books, getting rid of players, my dream of getting 6 or 7 players may not materialise because of the fact that the Emirates Stadium does need a revamp and probably needs like I said, one of those sort of programs with BMW coming around, isn't it? Or those Channel 4, building programs.
If we're going to revamp the Emirates, could we actually possibly, hopefully revamp the manager? I
don't know. I think they're looking, Jess. I think they're looking at taking the capacity up by 1,000. So they want to get it up to 61,000. That was the talk
Just so you can
before
overtake
lockdown.
Spurs, right?
Well, Spurs is 62,000, isn't it? Or 61?
I don't know. I think they've got 1,000 more than us. I'm going to Google it. I think they've got 1,000 more than us.
Yeah. So, but yeah, there was talk before lockdown, and it's still, because I know some good guy. We never agree on anything. He's one of the biggest Wenger-ins, and he's a bit massive Arteta fan, and his name's Roger. Great musician, by the way. And he told me that they got the letter before lockdown about, having to move their seats, to another stand, because they were revamping that stand in order to increase the capacity. So that
their capacity is 3.6k higher than ours. And they're how funny is this? Yeah. Their record attendance is 61,104. Our record attendance is 61,661 against United. So, but they've got 62,850 capacity. But I'm not sure that, they could ever get that capacity, because obviously they have to have a bit blocked off between the away fans, don't they?
Yes,
so I don't think they never reach their capacity. But yeah, the capacity is 62,850. Ours is 60,260.
To be honest, it's how they've managed to have a big stadium in that sort of high street, which is basically in a sort of like high street restaurant. I don't know how they do it, because it's not particularly accessible. Because when I went to the boxing, I was thinking, bloody hell, I can just imagine you could just about get away with having the old White Hart Lane, but that massive stadium. But then again, because they've knocked down their Spurs shop, when you get there, you're thinking, and you see it at a distance, you can see about how they manage it. Because remember us, we got different ends to our stadium, innit? We got the sort of Highbury end and the Hornsey Road ends. So we've kind of thought about our development. We haven't exactly built on top of Highbury. We just built virtually next door to Highbury, whilst they've built within the old White Hart Lane.
Yeah, they just rejigged what they had. It's mad. I've actually there's a video on YouTube on I don't know if everyone's watched it, on how they put the bridge into where the Emirates is. Yeah, and they had to get they had a certain time scale to do it. Yeah, but they had to get special machinery in, and like, it's mad, mate, how much that bridge weighed. And they had to close off the railway line, and that literally had a certain time scale to do it. And when you see how big this thing is, like, obviously you walk over it, but when you actually see how big it is, on this video, it's like, wow, how can anything even pick that up in the first place? It's mad. It's crazy how they've done it.
Park, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because and the Emirates used to be like like London Borough of Islington's housing benefit, council tax benefit team used to work there, Ashburton Grove. It was basically like the refuse department. So in the summer, it stink like of old cheese and bullshit, really. And they had to really basically smash the area up, and that's where you see like the big bowl, which is the sort of North Bank. That used to be like where the benefits team used to work for London Borough of Islington.
They located all the companies, didn't they?
Yeah. So Tottenham, didn't they? Because they had that major battle.
Oh, is it that one family, isn't it?
Yeah, they had some manufacturing company, didn't they, in that industrial area, and they were like fighting it, and they were like wanted millions of pounds to get relocated. I don't know whatever happened there, but there's one company, wasn't it, that held out.
Yeah, right till the death. That's why it took so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah, Wembley was only meant to be a year. Talking of Wembley, I know it's a bit of Chelsea eventually got to consider moving there as well, because they were, before Abramovich got the first call inklings of of being sanctioned 4 years ago, when he basically took his ball and went home. They were talking about Wembley, Twickenham, all those sort of areas, because they had to revamp Stamford Bridge.
But didn't they look at the was it a power plant or something they looked at?
Battersea Power Station. Yeah.
Battersea Power Station, that's it. Yeah, and then they were going to. Then they looked at the idea of going down towards near Brighton or somewhere, didn't they? Like,
yeah. But the thing is that they eventually that was only a temporary measure, but even so, you know, their fans own the pitch in it. So they can't move. They can't move.
the pitch anywhere, mate. Yeah, they can't do nothing. It's mad. It's actually mad. But that's a clever move from them. Yeah, that's a proper clever move. Yeah, because their fans get a say in everything.
Maybe we should have that at Arsenal, innit? Because remember apparently Emirates is up for so, innit?
Well, that's what apparently, but I doubt it. He ain't selling anytime soon, mate. Yeah, nothing's being sold. Nothing's being sold. It's just a cash cow, mate. Millions and millions of people are buying into it every single season.
Back in 94, 95, Arsenal wanted to buy all the houses in Avenel Road and Highbury Hill to extend the East and West Stands. They couldn't do the North Bank because of the Arsenal tube station, but Islington Council wouldn't let it. But Arsenal did put letters out to all the residents, because my dad was alive then, and my mum and dad were still in Avenel Road at the point, and they were offering to buy every house and basically wanted to knock them down. But Islington Council planning, whatever, wouldn't allow it. And they said it would interfere with the infrastructure of the area. So that, I believe, is why one of the reasons that Arsenal looked at Ashburton Grove to redevelop.
Yeah, don't forget David Dean wanted to move us to Wembley. He wanted to buy Wembley Stadium of the FA.
We did really well there. We did really well there.
Yeah, we've got absolutely
we had an excellent record there in Europe, innit?
I remember Batistuta ripping us a new one at that ground.
Don't forget Barcelona, innit, as well.
Yeah.
UEFA said, I remember UEFA said we had to go and play there because the pitch at Highbury wasn't big enough to UEFA standards. So we had to go and play it at Wembley.
Because they're advertising. They want to put their advertising boards Highbury, and they said that Arsenal said no because it was going to take away from the capacity. It was going to probably take off 2,000 of capacity. So in the end, Arsenal just went to the Wembley, where I think we got a record attendance. Was it? I don't remember if it was Panathinaikos or Lons, where we won against Panathinaikos but lost against Lons. One of them was their record attendance.
Mad. Actually mad. Big up to everyone watching. There's still over 800 in it. Make sure you smash the likes up. We are going to wrap this up in a minute. Jez, what wine are you drinking, mate? Cole wants to know what wine you're on.
Actually, this was given to me. Mate of mine gave me this for Christmas. It's a South African wine. It's from the Stellenbosch region. Never had it before, but I have to say, it's bloody lovely.
There you go.
It's got blackberry. I'm no wine expert.
Come on, Jez, come and turn it in. Of course you are.
It's got blackberry and very peppery notes. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
There you go. Rush out and buy it, people. If they want to sponsor the show, they're more than welcome. Just email me. I want to bring this comment up as well. Big up to Rob as well. So pretty sure that place that was blocking the completion of Spurs Stadium conveniently caught fire. Now you've mentioned that, I think you're right, mate. It did.
I don't know whether it's a family called Joliffe that they were getting all sorts of abuse that they were accused of being Arsenal fans, and then one of them says, "No, we actually support Villa." But Spurs fans really, went to town on that. On the Joliffe family because they wouldn't budge and they wanted a great deal. But I think what's happening is that whenever you do move grounds, I think we have to, just when we were sort of lamenting the fact that if Chelsea weren't allowed to, open their club shops, that it's going to affect ordinary people who don't support Chelsea or even like football. And I think it's the same with building expanding your grounds and asking residents for their opinion. Some of them might even like Arsenal or football. So you get all sorts of opposition. And we definitely got that in around 90, as far as way back in 98. There was an actress who lived around the Highbury area. She actually did a sort of like a short documentary for Thames News or London Tonight, and talking about how unfair Arsenal were and getting residents. And in the end, there was a little PS. Oh yeah, I'm a Man United fan, by the way.
Yeah. There you go. There you go, people. Big up to everyone who's watched live. Make sure you're smashing the likes up before you leave. Big up to everyone watching on playback as well. Tomorrow, I will be back doing the show with Rants as normal, and then it's a full match day program as standard. I am not looking forward to a 9 p.m. kickoff Spanish time. I'll still be working at 3:30 in the morning. Then
we used to that, aren't we, Lee?
Yes. Well, yeah. Oh yeah, you're at the game as well. Yeah, so you got to get home from South London.
Yeah, I think I've got my route. It's basically get yourself over to Fulton Heath, and then get straight to Victoria. Just get the Victoria line to Finsbury Park and get another train to Barnet. But I got memories of a Monday night football when we played Crystal Palace in 2017, where basically Arsenal fans turned. It was anarchy. You know, Hector Bellerin, poor old Hector Bellerin got roasted when he didn't do it. All he did was try and get the ball, take a throw in. He got ruined. Alexis Sanchez
wear the shirt.
Alexis Sanchez was too scared to come and applaud the away fans. There were arguments and fans came to blows over Wenger in and Wenger outs. It was pandemonium. And, you know, an ex Chelsea and Palace player. He was basically, I was pouring my heart out to him. Neil Shipley, where I recognised. I said, Neil, this ain't on. Wenger's got to go. This ain't on. And he says, I know. And I said, Neil, I know you're ex-Palace and they're ex-Chelsea and that you still live in the West London area, but you're an ex-footballer and you know this is wrong. What's going on in the club? And we just had a conversation all the way from Selhurst Park all the way to Victoria.
Mad. Actually mad.
You can get a train straight from Victoria to Selhurst.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, because I think there's Fulton. I think Selhurst is after Fulton Heath, isn't it? But in terms of Fulton Heath, I know a sort of way where you can just go past the Sainsbury's and you go. There's a West Indian restaurant, and you're just right at the back of the away end through Fulton Heath. And then, because Selhurst, so when you get to Selhurst, you get to the sort of the hill where you get past the home supporters to get down to the bottom of the hill. So I've gone both.
Norwood Junction. Yeah. Norwood Junction.
That's right. Yeah. There's good. Remember, we can ask Francis, a Chelsea fan, isn't it? She lives down those sides, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, big up the Chelsea fan in the chat as well. He knows his stuff. Come on. Big up.
Guy as well. Saying it's Norwood Junction.
Yeah. Big up.
Yeah.
Come on. Big up to you, mate. What happened to your team yesterday, though? I couldn't believe it. When I see that they were losing 3-1, I was like, wow. Then I see it 4-1. I was like, wow. Then I see the goal. Rudiger's goal was a joke, by the way. Did you see Rudiger's goal?
Yeah, well, basically, I got a confession to make. They're 1-0 up. Then all of a sudden, I had a little nap. And then I found myself on DR Sports, Robbie Lyle's channel, and they had the video print. I went, bloody hell, you got up in the world. And he had those two lads, and he had Chelsea 1, Brentford 2. Hello. So I went on Sky Sports, and I thought, this is a joke. This can't be right. And it was 2-1. And all of a sudden, I thought, right, let me watch a bit on the phone. And next minute, just when I was about to put the phone on, Paul Merson, who's a Chelsea fan, had his head down and going, 3-1 now. And I was thinking, no way.
Mate, that goal was a banger as well.
Quick question to Kenny. I'm going to throw this one at you.
Yeah.
What is Arsenal's biggest score against Crystal Palace?
Biggest score against Crystal Palace? What, home or away? Any fixture?
Sorry. Biggest home score against Crystal Palace.
What, at their ground, yeah?
No, Arsenal's.
Oh, well, Arsenal's ground biggest score?
Highbury.
I'd say 6-1.
Oh, you're close. You're close.
When I think about Arsenal Crystal Palace, I can only think of like games in the early 70s.
Oh,
around that time, and I remember because I remember when Crystal Palace were in the first division, 80 and 81. We beat them, but not as we didn't really kind of thrash them. I mean, there was a 5-1 at the Emirates one season, so I'm going for 5-1.
No, you're wrong.
Which
the Emirates? It was 69-70 season, 5-1 at Highbury.
Oh, I was so close.
Bloody hell. Because because I keep forgetting it because remember they had players like Steve Kember, isn't it? Steve Kember, Roy. I remember those ones. I remember when they first came out. Remember they had players like Jim Cannon. What's that?
I was only looking up stats about Arsenal away at Palace, and what was like I do, got on board, and I was just looking up things, and I thought, what's the biggest score we've ever had against Palace, and biggest away score we've had there is 4-1, and at home it's 5-1, 69-70.
That's mad.
No, I remember there was a time when Crystal Palace couldn't even beat us, and then the 94-95 season they beat Tony Adams' first testimonial. They beat us, was it 2-1? And then they beat us in the league, and I was thinking, and they obviously they got relegated that season, but I think that's the dying embers of George Graham's reign, where if you didn't sack him for financial misconduct, you just sacked him because the football was just awful that season.
It was. Yeah.
Right, we are going to wrap this up, people. Toby's live, so go and spam his Tottenham channel. The link is in the chat. Just go and take over his channel. Just literally spam his chat with rat emojis Lee Gunner sent me. Just batter his chat. Yeah, just batter his chat. I'm looking now. He's got. Do you do a London show with him? And do you still do the London show? With
Matisse
and Corey. Yeah, that's going to be interesting because
Corey the stats man.
Huh?
Corey the stats man.
No. West Ham. He ain't.
No, he knows his stuff. That Corey. By the way,
does know his stuff. Yeah, he does. He does. He goes to the games as well, which this season he's buzzing his tits off. But listen, I've put Toby's link in the chat. I'm going to pin it to the top quickly while we wrap this up. Go and spam his chat and just put Lee Gunner sent me with a rat emoji. It's pinned to the top of the comments. He's got about 80 odd people watching at the minute. 82 people watching. I expect that to fly up. Yeah. So go and absolutely batter his channel, people, and give him some grief because he said that Conte won't get him top 4. They won't do this. They won't do that. Yeah. Ask him if he's changed his mind yet. But
one thing is, Lee, according to our score predictions and our score predictor, we've basically put it down to the game in May in the North London derby. That whoever wins that, if Spurs win that, then they're in the sort of front seat, for the top 4. If they don't beat us, then it's ours, according to what our predictor says.
Exactly. Let's see how much ball knowledge we actually have, lads.
I reckon we'll be pretty damn close.
I think so. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely at the wire.
150 years we've got between us. I think we know a little bit about Arsenal, and I think we can predict games pretty well.
Exactly.
So definitely. I'll tell you one thing: the women's Premiership title between Arsenal and Chelsea is probably going down the wire, but Chelsea are basically playing teams that don't try against them. Chelsea ladies, that is.
Yeah. Exactly. Listen, we're wrapping this up, people. Go and spam Toby's chat. There's still 700 people here. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat. So go and spam him. Rat Army, all of that stuff. Whatever you got to do, just bash up his chat. Get him some people watching. He's got over 100 watching now. Go and show him some love. He's a cool guy, man. And he knows his football as well. But lads, appreciate it. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to everyone who's put a like on the video. Everyone who's put a comment in. Everybody who put a super chat in as well. Love to you all. I'll tet her out.
I'll tet her out. Christian Shields is going to beat Savannah Marshall.